women across the world each day are left with unwanted pregnancies. Rape and unprotected sex leave women and children with children they cannot and do not want to care for. This leads to abortion or neglected children. We can all prevent and lower the risk of these unplanned pregnancies by using some form of birth control, such as birth control pills, shots, implants, and/or patches. According to Guttmacher's website, in 2011, nearly half of the 6.1 million pregnancies in the U.S. were unwanted. Some would believe that the use of birth control is causing the rate of abortion to slowly decrease. I personally take birth control pills to regulate my menstrual cycle and to lower the risk of pregnancy. Our country's abortion and unplanned pregnancy rates are way too high, and birth control is a huge step that can take us all to lower them. Now, I'll be explaining the rate of unwanted pregnancies and abortions. If you look on Guttmacher's website, you'll learn that from 1981 to 2008, the rate of unintended pregnancies was on the rise. Then, from 2008 to 2011, the rate dropped by 18% in 3 years. Also on their website, you'll see that about 4 out of 10 of all the unintended pregnancies from 2013 were terminated by abortion. In 2014, almost 1 million abortions were performed, which is down about 12% from 1.2 million abortions in 2011. My aunt has had 2 miscarriages and would do anything to have her own children back. People across the world take their ability to become pregnant for granted. Not only is it wrong to end the life of a child because they aren't wanted at the time, but it also affects your health for future pregnancies. It can also cause complications when trying to get pregnant if you wish to in the future. Unwanted pregnancies can bring a problem financially, emotionally, and physically to yourself and your family. All pregnant women have a rush and fluctuation in hormones, along with nausea, back pain, tenderness of breast, and many other physical problems. From my arguments, it's clear that the unwanted pregnancies and abortions are a real problem going on in the world, and they need to be solved. These 2 issues can be prevented easily. Now, if you Google types of birth controls, you'll see that there are about 30 different styles of birth control. These consist of pills, shots, implants, patches, condoms, and many more. Most of these lower the risk of pregnancy by releasing hormones called progesterone and estrogen into your body. Condoms don't release hormones, they just prevent sperm from reaching your eggs during sex. If you choose to have shots, you'll get one every 3 months, and if you choose to use patches, they're replaced once a week. These birth control methods all have good outcomes and work as long as they're used properly. Birth control pills, which is what I said I used, have been around since about 1960, according to Planned Parenthood's website. Also, on that website, you'll find that when you take the pill every day as you're supposed to do so, and at the exact same time, the pill is about 99% effective. But in reality, it's only about 91% effective because nobody can be sure to take the pill at the same exact time every single day. About 9 out of 100 pill users get pregnant every single year, which shows that this is an effective way to prevent pregnancies with no real risk to your overall health. Adoption can be a good alternative to abortion in the case that birth control fails. It has been a thing around for many, many years. There will always be families out there that want their own children but are unable to get pregnant due to numerous different reasons. Adoption by Gentle Care's website shows that to become a family that can adopt, you must go through a series of questions, interviews, and have adoption agency representatives come walk through your house and ensure you that it's baby ready. It's understood that all medications have side effects. Birth control has its own minor side effects. People may not want to undergo taking birth control due to the possible threat of weight gain, increased acne, mood swings, spotting, or decreased libido. You can find a few more side effects on Medical News Today's website. Although these affect you emotionally and physically, your overall health is not at risk in any way, and there will always be a positive outcome of using hormonal birth control methods. The only possible side effect of using condoms as a birth control is that the condom may break inside of you or it may have a hole in it prior to having sex. Finally, you'll learn that you can protect yourself with birth control. If today's society begins using any type of birth control more, it will ensure the birth rate will increase, and in turn, our world will grow and establish more. Also, if pregnant mothers turn to adoption instead of having an abortion whenever faced with an unwanted pregnancy, more mothers across the world who can't have their own children will be able to have a family of their own. If we don't take action and start using birth control, it will be almost guaranteed that the rate of unintended pregnancies will go up in the U.S. In turn, the rate of abortions across the U.S. will go up as well. If birth mothers don't begin to follow the route of adoption when faced with an accidental pregnancy, they can worsen their health by having an abortion and take the chance of having a family away from many other families across the world that are unable to have their own children. From learning the positives of birth control and adoption and seeing the consequences of not using birth control or adoption, it can be seen that these actions need to be followed to prevent unintended pregnancies and/or abortions. As I said before, the rate of unwanted pregnancies and abortions in the world is way too high, and it can be solved by using birth control methods or putting your children up for adoption. You can also see that you'll be protected when in sexual situations if birth control is present, and there will be many more happy babies and families across the world if adoption is the go-to whenever there's an unwanted pregnancy. So can you take the step today and promise to use any birth control method? Can you take the steps toward adoption if faced with an unintended pregnancy instead of getting an abortion? I'm challenging each and every one of you to take the step today and protect yourself and the lives of our future children. You can get started by calling your doctor or going to your local health clinic to be prescribed a birth control method. Ask your doctor questions to find out which type of hormonal birth control is best for you. You can also find condoms at any local grocery store or healthcare center. Your doctor's office or your local health clinic is just one call away. You're one call away of making this world a better, more populated, and established place to live.